Hello students, welcome to 19th lecture of structure of atom. In previous lecture we discussed about energy order of orbitals, and now we will discuss about arrangement of electrons in these orbitals. So in this point we will discuss about mainly three different points: Aufbau principle, which is based on Pauli's exclusion principle and Hund's rules of maximum multiplicity, and relative energy will be there as well. So we already know about the energies of orbitals. So orbitals will be filled with increasing energy order. That means lowest energy containing orbital will be filled first, and then next will come. Aufbau principle. The word Aufbau is German word and it means building up. The building up of orbital means filling them with electrons. The principle states in the ground state of atoms, the orbitals are filled in order of their increasing energy. Okay, so we already know about this point. If you have lower energy orbitals, it will be filled first, and if it is completely filled, then higher energy orbitals will occupy electrons. In other words, electrons first occupies the lowest energy orbital and available to them, and then enter into the higher energy orbitals only after lower energy orbitals are filled. As you learned above, energy of given orbital depends upon the effective nuclear charge, and different type of orbitals are affected to different extent. Thus, there is no single ordering of energy of orbital which will be universally correct for all the atoms. However, following order of the energies of the orbital is extremely useful. So, order of increasing energy is represented, and it follows n plus L rules. So as we discussed in previous lecture, n plus L value in increasing order represents increasing energies. Okay, so that means lower n plus L value represents less energy, and higher n plus L value represents higher energy. And you can remember this order with given method. So figure 2.17 represents how you can remember increasing order of energy. Okay, so as you can see, orbitals are arranged sequentially. That means first we have principal quantum number 1, then we have principal quantum number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Okay, so as we know, in principal quantum number 1 only possibility is 1s. In principal quantum number 2 we have 2s and 2p, that means L is equal to 0 and 1. In principal quantum number 3 we have 3s, 3p, 3d. In 4 we have 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. Similarly, in fifth you may get G as well, but no need to represent it because it remains empty. We do not have elements which uses G orbitals. Okay, so right now we will use maximum up to F orbitals. So first of all, arrange orbitals, and we will move diagonally. We will start from 1s from this direction, and when we reach to the end, take a U-turn and then again start diagonally. Okay, so you will get increasing order of energy. Follow the same pattern throughout the arrangement. So as you can see, just follow the line. First you will get 1s, then you will get 2s, then 2p, then 3s, then 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p and so on. Okay, so you have to follow the diagonal path and you will get increasing order of energy up to 7p. That means all the element present in periodic table uses maximum up to 7p, and all of them are already mentioned in these, so no need to bother. All of the elements has these increasing order of energies for their orbitals. With respect to placement of outermost valence electrons, it is remarkably accurate for all the atoms. For example, valence electron in potassium must choose between 3d and 4s orbital, and as predicted by this sequence, it is found in 4s orbital. So the above order should be assumed to be the rough guide to filling energies levels. In many cases, the orbitals are similar in energy, and small change in atomic structure may bring out a change in the ordering of filling. Even then, the above series is a useful guide to building of an electronic structure of an atom, provided that if it remember that exceptions may occur. Next one is Pauli's exclusion principle. The number of electrons to be filled in various orbital is restricted by the exclusion principle given by the Australian scientist Wolfgang Pauli. According to this principle, no two electrons in an atom can have same set of four quantum numbers. So we already discussed about this. If we have to characterize, or if we have to represent position of electron inside the atom, then we need four quantum numbers. And for given atom, you cannot have two different electrons having same set of quantum numbers. At least one of them should be different. So this rule represents the same thing. So Pauli's exclusion principle can also be stated as only two electrons may exist in same orbital, and those electrons must have opposite spin. That means in single orbital, as mentioned earlier, maximum capacity of single orbital is 2 electron. So if you add 2 electrons in same orbital, they must have opposite spin value or spin quantum number. If first one has plus 1 by 2 spin, then second must have minus 1 by 2 spin. So this means that two electrons can have the same value of three quantum numbers Nl and Ml, but must have opposite spin quantum number, that means Ms. The restriction imposed by Pauli's exclusion principle on the number of electrons in an orbital helps in calculating the capacity of electron to be present in any subshell. As for example, subshell 1s comprise one orbital, and thus maximum number of electron present in it will be 2. In P and D subshells, maximum possible number of electrons will be 6 and 10, and for F it will be 14. So summed up, the maximum number of electron in the shell with principal quantum number n is equal to 2n square. That means if you have 1, then 2 multiplied by 1 square, that means it will be 2. If you have n is equal to 2, that means second quantum number, then you will get 8 electrons present in it. For principal quantum number 3, you will get 18 electrons. Next one is Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. This rule deals with the filling of electron into the orbitals belonging to the same subshell, that is orbital of equal energy, or as mentioned earlier, degenerated orbitals. It states pairing of electron in the orbital belonging to the same subshell does not take place until each orbital belonging to the subshell has got one electron each, that is singly occupied. That means suppose we have d orbital, then as we know, in case of d we have 5 degenerated orbitals, that means 5 same energy containing orbitals. So pairing won't start until all of these 5 at least contains one electron. Okay, if all of them contains one electron each, then pairing will start. So since there are 3 p, 5d and 7f orbital, therefore the pairing of electron will start in p, d and f orbital with the entry of 4th, 6th and 8th electron respectively. It has been observed that half filled and fully filled degenerate set of orbital acquires extra stability due to their symmetry. So from this point we will discuss all of these rules again with example in next lecture. So if you have any confusion, do not shy to ask, and we are going to learn these points again with example, so it will be more clear to you. We will try to apply our rules on those examples so our points will be clear.